afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, August 4, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a Time for Change call this Wednesday night after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about the energetic flow of the planet. We're going to talk about the transition that's going on right now. And we're going to talk about the logistics and structure of the true, and I'm not talking about all the other ones, but the true new financial system. You want to make sure you're in a comfortable position, no outside distractions. Relaxed into your body, still as a statue, and focused on your breath, rising and falling. No matter if we are conscious human beings or not, our mind is constantly judging ourselves, other people, this world, and anything it can get a hold of. It was born with this master-like judgeaholic. And it can judge anything in milliseconds. Now, we don't really look at it too much because we're so distracted. And the distraction on this planet is rampant. I mean, we have so many things that distract us from our origin. And what's our origin? Our origin is our beingness of the God that we are in the body, in the soul, the pure consciousness. This planet, they call it God, and it all boils down to pure consciousness. High vibrational frequency, acoustics, however you want to say it. And we create the gods that we are. We create the universes, the galaxies, the solar system, everything, the white and black holes, all of it. And we continue to do so. On one hand, see, now we're not aware of that. Well, we're in these bodies. We're not aware of our connection with the God that we are. We're aware of the body and the operations of the body and what the body does and so on and so forth to a certain extent. But we're not aware of the God within us. People say, well, yeah, I know this. If you were aware, completely, you would be living for a long time in that body. Because when we are the God, we switch things completely around, and then we literally can do anything. Now, it's not for personal gain. It isn't ego-minded. It is complete spirit, however you want to look at it. And we're connected with these bodies to create a life we can enjoy. Believe it or not. Now, what happens is that we end up being programmed, however you want to say it. Okay, let's just say being educated. All right? And with that starts the minute we come out of the womb. And it continues until we leave the body. You know what I mean? Some people say, well, doesn't that end? No, it doesn't end. It's just continual. Now, when you believe in something, you're going to manifest it. If you adamantly believe in it, you're going to manifest it. You focus on it, you're going to manifest it. And when you begin to realize, truly, deeply, not superficially, that anything is possible, that there are no limitations, how do you have a civilization that is, let's put it this way, under a spell? We all know what spells are, and mystical and that type of thing. But under a spell. And so what is that spell? The spell keeps us from who and what we are. It keeps us from knowing all of our past lifetimes. And it keeps us repeating over and over again. See, because when you're trapped as a God, you're trapped in this matrix. And you have, it's so well done, okay? I mean, really, really well done, that you don't notice that it isn't real, because it's so well done. And you're in it, and you're interacting with it. So, most of us, the grand majority, that's how it is. That's what we do. We recycle. We come in, we leave, we come back, and everybody on this call, and anybody that listens to this meditation, knows that innately. But how many of us know, I mean, really deeply, that when we leave this body, we're the light. We are the light. But the seduction of the system that we're entrenched in is the other way. You have to go into the light. See what I mean? And because of how you processed here when you were in material physical form, it carries you into the process. Okay? So you don't know at all. You believe that this is the way the process works, as the God, the Spirit you are. And so you go with it. Okay? And it's been around for, I mean, billions of years. Could be trillions. Now, what would happen is if the fact is that we became aware, that we became clearly consciously aware that we are gods in the body, and when we leave the body, we're free to do anything we want. That's the real avenue. Question has arisen several times about why are we constantly only on this planet cycling endlessly in reincarnation? Why is that? Why can't we just go wherever we want to go as spirits? See? Why is that? Is that a natural state of being? Most likely not. Does it make sense to any of us? Most likely not. Because we're in a situation where we have total freedom. Free as you could possibly imagine. But yet, we're configured in a situation where we're locked in. God and body, locked in. And we repeat this throughout eternity. Because we don't know the difference. We don't know. And you figure this, that the majority of people on this planet are kind of like in a clamshell. Information that is very descriptive comes in but bounces off because you're in this clamshell. And that is their world, the clamshell. And every now and then they peek out. But if something is derogatory or different and from their perspective, they lock the clamshell locks down. And you see the analogy there. It's when you're talking with someone or interacting with someone, they are just adamant and they lock down. That's it. You're not going to go anywhere with it, period. It's just like a clamshell shutting tightly. Now, everybody on this planet is experiencing whatever they have created to experience. It's not random, okay? A lot of people think that this is all random. No, it's not. It is finitely engineered and designed. Completely engineered and designed. So the randomness is our ego creating this facade and trying to make us believe that, that's the way it is. That's how it works. When you live in a lie, completely immersed in a lie, how do you operate? First, you discover that it is all a lie. And you don't do it from the perspective of being angry or pissed off or anything. You do it because you want to know. You want to discover and uncover this falsity. If you're convinced, okay, let's put it this way. If you're convinced that you're only going to live a certain period of time, that's just the way it is, the way it's always been on this planet, then that's what you're going to do. But if you break that, shatter it, melt it away, you realize that it's up to you. Not everything that's been piled on you, but it's up to you. We had ancestors that lived to be 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years old. They didn't have any devices. It was from their perspective and how they believed and what they thought and how they felt. And so they created things that helped them elongate natural rhythms, frequencies. Now, okay, look at that. Now that is. See, there, in that time, there were no hospitals. Everybody merged in with the healing properties of the planet and of acoustics and vibrational frequencies. So they're all healthy. Now, shift the camera over to us on this planet. Completely the opposite. Completely controlled and told lies. All of it. Some people will temper it and say, well, not all of it. Yeah, all of it. It's all interlinked and connected. So how in the heck is a civilization, with the majority not aware of that, how are they going to expand, progress, flourish? How's that going to happen? It isn't. So you have the redundancy and the repetitiveness of the cycle that we're laid into when we come to this planet as gods into the body. Now, how can this be undone? Well, it's making a concerted effort of meditation, of being in silence, communicating with the universe, and moving yourself out of it. Okay? You create based upon what you believe. Right? Now, when you perceive and create on your own from what you believe, not this stuff, but what from you, what you believe, which is usually the opposite you're aware enough. It's usually the opposite of the system. Then you will create that. And of course, the ego mind's involved, right? The God, the spirit, the soul involved with this. But I think there's some people that know that this is a excuse me, it's a big facade. The whole thing is a facade, which means it's fake. Now, when you can continually bring in this information, century after century, eon after eon, millennia after millennia, it lays in a conditioning for the civilization. So you condition. And you get basically stuck in that conditioning. So every lifetime you're thrusted into a phony scenario, a phony life, because the only thing that you can do is copy the phoniness, create from the phoniness. And this is why this cycle on this planet continues. It just continues. It just moves and continues in a circle. And no matter what lifetime we come in, you're in it again. Okay? You have no awareness of who and what you are. You have no awareness of where you came from. All you know is that you're the body. Okay? And then you develop from there. With all this information coming from millions and millions of years of other people's thoughts, all this stuff, it educates you. And then you embrace it as like a library of knowledge. And you emulate it. And you perceive it. And you create from it. See what I mean? So you can see why this circle, it becomes so repetitive that now, not knowing that we do not yet have full recall of past lives, that we do not yet have full comprehension that we are a God in the body. Those are key areas. Comprehension that the ego mind is there for us to master. Period. To shift everything knowingly on this planet. There's a small group of us. But to shift it in the opposite. And this is the way to break the cycle. It's meditation. It's knowing who and what you are. And it's having 100% confidence, faith, and trust in yourself in this universe. Period. And the universe is, like I've said before, is your absolute best friend. Never leaves you. You're never alone. It's always there. What's the universe? Well, the universe is God. God is universe. You're the universe. Universe is you. I mean, we're all one. That's the point. And because we have been educated for so long, that's what makes everybody kind of stymied, locked into that process. Now, when you become more and more aware, you can see it, okay, in the judgment. It's an observation. So you can see it taking place. You can see it happening. But you also know that it's not your position, it's theirs. Okay? It's their position to discover who and what they are. See, because we've been in this cycle, I'm sure you all feel it for a very long time. This isn't, it's not something that, it's happened a couple of lifetimes and it just came around. We're in it all the time. We leave it, we reincarnate into it. And because of that, it becomes, for us, in the physical form, a natural process. When it's actually the opposite. And the gods that we are, a lot of people, say, well, we're highly evolved spiritual beings as the gods that we are in these bodies. Well, you're divine perfection. But see, when you interject that to somebody who is heavily ego-minded, that it isn't absorbed well. I mean, we're all in this as repeaters. We all come in here. It isn't our first one, by far. And I get this all the time from people that say, why can't we remember? Because there's an effect in this universe, this part of the universe, because it's actually a quadrant in this galaxy, that isn't natural. Okay? It isn't natural. It's in our natural state of being, as the gods that we are. And so what this does is it eliminates our memory coming and going from being a god and then going into a physical body. It eliminates our memory. And then when we leave, it eliminates our memory. So that's why we don't have recall of our past lives. And, I mean, you can go and through being hypnotized, and experience a past life. Not in it, but know it. And not everybody can, but some people are as successful. So when you begin to really, with yourself, and with the God that you are, and with this universe, when you begin to unravel this, thread by thread, you discover many things. And what you're looking at is a control mechanism. And so when you look at it and you say, okay, fine, and you see all these things, but it's been engineered to educate you on a continual basis. When you see things that you believe are taking place, but they really aren't, and you believe those things are taking place, you focus on it. And when you focus on things that really aren't taking place, you can create them to take place. This is why everything on this planet, everything, is designed to keep you, period, on how powerful you are, who and what you are, and to keep you in the physical material world locked in. This is why we have religions, different forms, thousands of them on the planet. This is why people embrace different external external beliefs. And we were taught many things, educated on many things. And you got to remember, it's still going on from you as a baby to now and forward. It's still going on. It doesn't end. It's a constant. And what's happening is that we are becoming more aware bit by bit, so that this whole thing, this whole cycle, when you're consciously aware, if you were consciously aware completely right now, you would not pay any attention to any of the stuff that is being splashed in front of you. It wouldn't even be, it wouldn't be an interest at all. Oh, you don't want to know what's going on, or don't you? No, because I know it's not real. It isn't. The only thing that's real is the God that you are in that body. That's the only thing. Everything else that changes is not real. So people say, what about the body? It isn't real. It changes. But, I can touch it and feel it. Yeah, well, that's your experience. That's how well done this all is. I mean, it's a masterpiece of high-tech engineering. The holographic imaging, all the generating and everything. And it's for us to wake up out of that dream and into the gods that we are. That's what the meditation's about. That's what about all of this and spiritual evolution is about, is to actually discover that you're an omnipotently powerful supreme being that never dies. While in the body, an omnipotently powerful, manifesting, abundant supreme being that never dies. That's our true nature. That's our natural state of being. Not being convinced that we're weak and we have no power and we can't do anything and we just have to follow and that's all there is to it. Throw our hands up in the air and just follow. Shuffle along. Whatever takes place, okay? Whether you agree with it or not, you follow. That's what everybody does. They follow. Now, more and more people are deciding to follow themselves, to break ground in new directions, rediscover many different avenues, many different applications that have been long since buried from our awareness. I'll join you in meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and a slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body, focused on your breath rising and falling. When you push away feelings of anger or hate, you end up feeling powerless and trapped like a victim. Resisting a painful experience only makes life more painful. Let go of resistance. Welcome all the feelings you've been avoiding. Become a welcomeaholic. Watch your stuckness effortlessly dissolve. Surrender everything to God. Trust in this spiritual power with every beat of your heart. And witness the greatest magical moments of your life unfold. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, following morning. We will return here Tuesday, August 5, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on outside of you or within you. Open your heart. Allow the magic to flow in